What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the data points, what moved it, and the latest in expansion. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So NIO did close in the green, 0.41%, 493 the high, 482 the low. So today was kind of trading within a set range. We did see some fairly low volume, so 19.6 million shares being traded, and that's been more of a common scenario, just less and less volume. But today we did have a nice push near the tail end of the day. A lot of this was actually because of shorts. So shorts prompted this. Institutions did follow and started to kind of buy the hype. So that's why we did have a nice little push near the end of the day. There wasn't really any news though today. No macro data coming from China. There was a couple of things that came out from the States. A lot of geopolitical tensions that most likely added a certain level of suppression to NIO and across the board. A lot of that is because of Iran, but like I said, I think just shorts returning, maybe they feel that something is coming tomorrow. So typically following the New Year's, there's about 1 or 2 days of quiet periods, and then they put out some news. That's what we've at least seen in the past. So same, whether it be official news or just more speculative, we should be seeing something hopefully soon. There was this that did come out, just showing Firefly is doing some marketing in Belgium. So the first time ever doing offline advertising. So pretty good stuff as far as that. So this is going to be a big deal for Firefly and Europe in, I guess, 2026. And then most likely as well within the next couple of weeks, I would anticipate NIO to put out some news about UK expansion, because logically I think that's going to be the next big thing. But at the same time, one thing that they kind of mentioned was that they were going to not really, because of the at the time the geopolitical issues, they were not going to be expanding to the US. But based on some of the most recent positions, it looks as though that it's still on the table. And we already know that AI is going to be a very big deal for NIO in 2026. And it looks like San Jose in the States is pretty much going to be a key pivot or kind of a good structure for that. So AI robotics researcher, staff AI researcher, AI infrastructure engineer. So a lot of big positions. So maybe they are still planning US expansion. So this is pretty good stuff. And the only other position that I can kind of see worthwhile to bring up is Oslo, Norway. And that is huge. Like, they love their EVs there. Aside from pretty much these two things right here, not really all that much. It was at the mercy of the broader market. Today's shorts did end up increasing overall 324,000 shares. When I was starting to prepare for this video, they were increasing roughly around 1.6 million shares, but near the end of the day, they did return quite a lot, and so that is what gave it a nice little boost up right here. Again, $1 million question is why shorts would feel the need to return about 1.3 million shares right over here is anyone's guess. So again, maybe there is some news coming out, or maybe they just felt that it was time to return. 7.1% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 144 million shares overall being shorted. Shares on loan still inching higher, so it's still lower than the number of shares being shorted, but goes to show some institutions are buying behind the scenes just to kind of lend out. DTC 3.28 days does signal that shorts are relatively overextended. Looking at the options, we kind of saw somewhat lower volume, so 6.15 million in calls, 760,000 in puts. 59% of all the options being done today were bullish in nature. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be kind of around that 450 to 5, so where we are at for the most part. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 450. Tomorrow we do have American data, GDP and PCE, so that'll really move the broader market. And of course, NIO always gets moved through algorithmic trading. Today, we didn't see any transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. Darkpool, we did see quite a lot of transactions. And as I mentioned, shorts returning kind of did prompt some other institutions to kind of buy. So that's exactly how algorithmic trading works, is typically you see 1 or 2 buys, very abnormal. AI picks it up as something big is coming, and then this is where you see some abnormal buying, and it's kind of a snowball effect. Lately, it's been more negative, more on the downside rather than anything, but at least goes to show how easy it is to really move NIO higher. With it closing at 493, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So $5 is going to be that key point to watch for tomorrow. That's going to be linked to options. 485 is going to be the next strong support, and it kind of bounced off of that general area. So 482 was the low. Aside from all of that, quickly popping over here on the daily chart, it luckily enough still has been doing good. I know a lot of people still are complaining about NIO being where it is, but at least it is holding above the 50-day moving average. Normally what we've seen in the past is every time NIO is on these key pivots, shorts hit it hard. So they always double down at the 50-day moving average, cause it to go down, break it down below the 100 and then 200. So at least right now, like, it's doing still okay. So something just to kind of keep in mind. Plus, looking at the market position, you do see a lot more willing buyers. That's always a positive. A lot of good bids being placed based on the flow. You did see a lot of algorithmic trading, but at the same time, a little bit more medium and larger transactions. So some institutions were kind of getting in through the dark pool. Aside from that, there really wasn't that much in news. We did get another new battery swap record being done today. So that's, I think, 3 consecutive days. And so most likely more of those should come logically, but no new analyst ratings on a side note. So today it was just at the mercy of the broader market, but just adding a additional kind of nice boost right here. So don't be surprised if you do see some news, good milestone, good launch, or something like that coming out. And again, I do believe that NIO should be announcing the date of their earnings sometime this week. And normally that causes a little bit of FOMO. So again, something just to keep in mind. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon, put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.